Next, we have presenting virtually from Costa Rica for Team Senene. Please welcome Anthony Ilalio, enjoying and studying agricultural science and natural resources management at Earth University. Anthony, hello.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Great. All right, we're looking forward to your presentation. Take it away.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Anthony Ilalio. I'm from Tanzania, representing Senene Farm. Next. So allow me to represent to you Senene. Senene refers to a Swahili term connected to a longhorn grasshopper. Next. And in Tanzania, Senene are highly consumed. Next. So this is a typical market area for Senene in Tanzania, whereby we can see women and children trying to commercialize Senene. And in Tanzania, Senene is already employing over 2 million women, that is directly and indirectly. Next. Also, one of the key important part of Senene is based on the harvesting Senene, of harvesting of the Senene, whereby traditionally Senene are harvested only during the rain seasons. And from the first photo, we can see one of the traditional trapping method of trapping Senene. So after the harvest of Senene, Senene are always incorporated into the Tanzanians' basic diet. Next. So also Senene is found out to be very nutritious, whereby over 37.1% of its body biomass is made up of protein. But currently, there have been a bigger challenge in accessing Senene in the market due to various reasons. Next. One of them being the climatic changes. So Senene only occur or appear during the rain seasons. And due to the current climatic changes, there have been high shortages of rainfalls, hence affecting the natural population of Senene and even affecting its supply in the market. Next. And the other challenge is the long transportation distance, whereby in Tanzania, the Bukoba region has been the natural Senene hotspot harvesting area. And Senene have always been transported from the Bukoba region to Dar es Salaam city, a city located over 1,406 kilometers away. One would ask, why Dar es Salaam? Yes, Dar es Salaam has a population of over 8 million people. And also it's considered as an economic hub of the country. Hence, high demand of the product. Next. So these two challenges have resulted now to even the other bigger challenge, whereby now it's very expensive to access Senene in the market, hence affecting directly the low-income families that cannot afford to purchase other sources of proteins. Next. So this has even resulted to a mega problem now, the malnutrition, whereby in Tanzania, over 33% children under 5 years suffer from chronic malnutrition, and 58% of them suffer from anemia, with symptoms such as stunting or low height for age. So this is the current situation, and it will remain like this if nothing is done. Next. So then what is the solution that Senene Farm is trying to bring on the table? Senene Farm will be establishing the first mass layering facility of Senene in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, leveraging vertical bed farming system to grow feeds for the insects. Next. And within our vertical beds, this is where we'll be growing our feeds, then to feed our insects. Then within our facility, we will be having key components such as egg-laying chamber, growth chamber, together with a harvesting chamber. And upon harvesting of the insects, legs and wings will be removed from them. And this can serve as potential feeds for chicken. So an alliance that we've already established with small-scale poultry farmers will allow us to exchange this potential poultry feed with their chicken manure. Then this chicken manure, combined with the waste harvested from a facility that will be made up of the insect excretes together with frass, will be used to formulate a biofertilizer that at the end will be used to fertilize our plants within our vertical beds, hence maintaining a circular framework. Next. So this is the appearance of the design of our facility, showing you the main facility where our insect will be grown, together with the vertical bed farm area where our feeds will be grown. Next. So we have done various prototypes, and with objectives such as understanding the life cycle of the insects, determining the optimum temperatures to grow the insects, and even also assessing the viable food processing methods for our final products. Next. So upon prototyping, we initiated by having preliminary sessions with the expertise in grasshoppers. Then we went on constructing the growth chambers for the insects. Then we went on trapping the insects in the wild. We even used or employed traditional methods in doing this. Then the collected insects were being transferred to the growth chamber, where they were left to grow, and data taken together with analysis took place next. So then the harvested insects were dried, milled into powder, which allowed us now to initiate our phase 2 of prototyping, where we did food processing by making cookies. Next. And about the results of our prototype, we found out that the combined feed, that is Panicum maxim together with Mexican sunflower, can serve as potential feeds to grow our insects. And also, we will need over 4 months before we can harvest the adult insects. Temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius can serve as ideal temperatures to grow the insects. And this serves as well because Dar es Salaam lies within these average temperatures. And also we found out that the protein powder harvested from Senene can serve or can be integrated into varied recipes. Next. So about our innovations, one of our mega innovation lies on our water use, whereby all the water that will be used within our facility will be directed to our wastewater garden with the main purpose of treating it, whereby this will be helping us to separate fats from it. Then the treated water will be returned to our drip irrigation system, hence allowing us to irrigate, again, our plants within our vertical beds, hence using sustainable way to grow our feeds. Next. And about the material use, we will be using high-density geomembrane plastics together with steel in making our vertical beds. This is due to various reasons. One of them being the durability of these materials, and at the same time, the potential of having them recycled and also returned to the collection centers. And about the energy use, we will be using 100% solar energy, whereby this means we'll be having solar panels. With key energy use areas such as lighting of our facility, in the egg-laying chambers to maintain sufficient temperatures for the insects, at the same time, drying of our insects. We'll be using solar dryers, as we can see from the photo. Next. So about our numbers, we expect or estimate to have a total initial cost of over $31,250. And over 50% of this total initial cost will direct it to the facility construction. And 30% of it will be used for the machinery purchasing. Next. So we will be operating in phases. This will depend on the availability of funds. So in our first phase of our production, we will be supplying Senene in fresh. And in our second phase of our production, we'll be doing the fried, dried, together with processed products, such as cookies, candies, and even protein bars. So we do not expect to have significant revenues in our first year of our production due to the continuation of prototyping, but we expect to break even in our third year of our production with a net profit of over $31,882. Next. About our market strategy. So we will be selling our products directly to the retailers. If you remember the women I showed you in the video earlier, who have always based their lives in selling Senene. So actually we'll be offering now to them a completely supply of Senene annually. And of course, we'll be using local buses to reach out to the cities and clients outside Dar es Salaam city. And about our market research, we found out that most of our clients prefer Senene in fresh and dried. And also, about our competitors, yes, we expect to face competitors in the market, but all of them are the retailers who only based on the nature to harvest Senene. Next. So about our packages, we will be using biodegradable packages, more especially for our processed products. But for the fresh Senene that we expect to be selling in high quantities, we will be using these big sacks. Which we can even have a potential to do the refilling process, hence reducing waste that can be generated from packaging. Next. So about our triple bottom line, in our social aspect, so we will be using directly this solution to answer to a problem of malnutrition in Tanzania. And of course, in the near future, help to solve this problem of malnutrition in sub-Saharan African countries, which also face the very similar problem. And over 1.2% of our profit will be directed in offering academic scholarship to disadvantaged children. And we will be doing this in collaboration with BFA, Builders of Future Africa, who are already working with over 400 kids in supporting their academic materials. Next. So we expect to face challenges, and one of it being government regulation and certification, and the second one being high initial establishment cost. And for that reason, we are here participating at the Wege Prize. And also we are participating in other various seed funding competitions to be able to raise enough funds to fund our project. Another challenge we expect to face is the coping of our idea, together with an increase in competition. And for that reason, we will always stay one step ahead because we are going to go on continuing prototyping and maintain a good relationship with the research centers that we have already established. Hence, maintain a good quality of the product in the market. Next. So these are the partners that we have worked together to bring this big idea into existence. I would like to thank them. Next. And this is the Senene team behind this idea, together with our advisors. I would like to thank them all for their support. Next. So let's join Senene Farm in solving this wicked problem of malnutrition and hence helping Tanzania and sub-Saharan African countries that are being affected by this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Great work. The judges are going to talk amongst themselves for a minute, so you and I will chat. Anthony, it's been great to learn more about you and your team, also understanding that you're deeply involved in community service, including building homes. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, thank you. So me and one of our team member named Abdul, who is around there, we were working while in high school with the BFA organization, Builders of Future Africa. So we were part of the leadership. And there was this one poor families. Actually, the BFA works only with poor children, but we extended our help going to visit them to their families. Well, we found out over 6 children with their parents living in the very same house, a very small house. And we found that it is impossible to have these children concentrate in their education if they live in a very disadvantaged area. So we went on mobilizing funds to our school together with external members who were able to collect enough funds to build a house for them. Which up to date, they're living there. So that's it. Thank you.
That's beautiful work. Thank you for sharing that with us. Great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Judges? Okay. All right. You'll have 10 minutes of question and answers with the judges. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Your presentation was so clear. It answered all of my questions except for one. And that is, with such a high concentration of the Senene in the facility, is there any danger of them escaping, either to danger to people or to crops, if they get out in a high concentration?
Well, thank you. So naturally, people have been harvesting Senene in the wild, and there have been this type of grasshopper does not eat maize or crops that people eat. So Senene actually eats grass, feeds from the grass, and they don't directly attack the crops. So it's not considered as a danger insect that people are trying to control. So first and foremost, we will be doing a big control to make sure that our insects don't come out of our facility, because of course we'll be producing them in high quantities. And for that reason, we do not expect any escaping of our insects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Anthony. Thank you very much for your presentation. One question I had was around how you're using best practices from other examples of rearing grasshoppers. Just to understand a little bit more about your model being original, or are you developing this from scratch, or have you seen this happening in other contexts, either within geographies proximate to where you are or in other countries around the world?
Well, so thank you. First and foremost, currently there's no people trying to grow Senene in high extensive level like the one we want to do. Most of the people have only done the researches and trying to grow these insects in the labs. So even our expertise that helped us to come out with this prototyping and being able to see that, yes, we can produce them, all of them tried to produce them in just closed area and it has been difficult for them. So actually for us, our prototype proved to us that we can do this in high extensive levels, of course in a controlled environment, and maintain its supply always. So currently there are no people trying to do it, although research centers and universities in the East African zone, because Senene are also available in this zone, and is food for many people who are of low income. So people are trying to find ways on how they can get it to their tables always, but the problem of seasonality has always been affecting it. So this is going to be a fast facility to do this in the Eastern Africa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
I've got a question, Anthony. Really loved your presentation. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm really interested in the opportunities that you're trying to re-stimulate the opportunities for women, these 2 million women that have kind of lost income as a result of climate change and the loss of habitat for the Senene. Yes. Realistically, how many jobs, direct jobs, do you hope to reignite as a result of the farms that you're creating? And will these be presumably different jobs for women and other people as well? Will these be opportunities that need upskilling, and will you be involved in that? So, you know, what kind of profile we'll be looking for, and the numbers? What do you reckon?
Well, thank you. First and foremost, our facility, the logistics within the facility, as I explained in our circular framework, a key work area within our facility will be removing legs and wings from the insects, because these are considered to be to have chitin that is not preferred by humans. So this work, first and foremost, within our facility, will be giving women in high percentage to do it, because naturally they have been doing it. That is directly. And the facility in other key areas, managing the insects and feeds creation, does not require many people to do it. But directly we'll be offering jobs to these 2 million women who have always based their life in selling Senene. Actually, the aspect of bringing Senene in the Dar es Salaam city lowers down the cost of Senene, because if I have to transport Senene of over 1,406 kilometers away, the price will be very high. So now these retailers, these women I showed you in the video, will be having Senene in the Dar es Salaam region. Hence, it will reduce the cost of Senene, and we'll be offering to them full employment now in Senene, because Senene will not be seasonal anymore. So they can easily get Senene from us and be able to raise funds for their families. Yeah, thank you.
Anthony, great job. A question on how many facilities long-term, we'll just have one big master growing facility, or regional ones long-term?
Well, thank you. So in the long time, first and foremost, because we tend to continue doing prototypes, we are still doing prototypes because we want to diversify our production. We do not want only to base on the insects, because we see that in the future, currently, there are people who cannot eat insects, like just consume them directly. They cannot do that. So for us, we are trying to see other possible products that we can harvest from it. For that reason, we have already initiated by making cookies, as you saw in our prototype. So apart from that, about our potential to expand, first and foremost, after constructing this facility in Dar es Salaam, we will be going directly to other East African regions, because this insect is consumed in Rwanda, is consumed in Kenya, is consumed in Uganda. And we already have one of our team members from Kenya, Charles Munga. And for that reason, for us, our aim, after having a stable facility producing in Tanzania, to duplicate this model, to replicate it into the nearby countries, because the insect is known. It's not like we are going to be begging people to start eating the insect, but we're going to be offering now to them an annual supply of it. So for us, in the near future, we want to reach to all the East African countries and even to the Sub-Saharan African countries. So the facility, actually, right now, we will be constructing it to a land of 600 square meters that we have already purchased in Dar es Salaam. So we do not need a very big area for us to operate. Of course, as you know, insects, when they lay eggs, its level of laying eggs is exponential. When they start laying eggs, one Senene can lay over 100 eggs. So And from 100 eggs, you're already getting 100 insects from only one. So there's high potential for us producing in high quantities using a very small area. So even if we'll be able to build this facility into different countries, it's still not going to be something that is very extraordinary, no. But its production is going to be massive.
Thank you.
Great. Well, amazing presentation and a great idea. I just wanted to expand on that question.
you.
How is it consumed in the other countries beyond the cookies that you made? How were the cookies? Were they good? And yeah, what other, how is it consumed in the other countries? What are there other, what are the other possibilities?
Well, thank you. So if you remember the very first photo I showed you on how on a basic plate of a Tanzanian with senene around it. So people always fry the senene. They fry it before so that they can incorporate it into their basic diets. So it's eaten like the way you can have fried meat and rice or chips, something like that. So people eat it like that, and that has been a traditional way of eating it within the region. And for that reason, it's even possible. That's why I said for us, we expect to be selling in high quantities fresh senene because people will want to prepare it in their own way that they like. So that is the thing. Thank you.
You didn't answer if the cookies were good.
The cookies.
Yeah.
The cookies were very nice. Yeah, and actually we're being helped to do that prototype by a food processing professor here at Earth University. So we had the flour with us, and we went on processing. So we were helped in balancing other ingredients because, as you know, insects flour and with wheat flour, there are two different concepts here. So normally bread or cookies are made from wheat flour. So we had to incorporate and do different treatments to see what amounts of wheat and senene flour can be mixed together to maintain a very normal cookie that you see and don't see an insect in it with particles or whatever. So the cookies were great, actually. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony, for your presentation. It was awesome. I have another question as well. I would like to know if the senene naturally grows during the rainy season, what happens in your facility? Do you have rain? Or how do you replicate the natural habitat, or is it not important, or how does that work?
Thank you. So first and foremost, why do senene only occur during the rain seasons? So they occur during the rain seasons due to abundance of feeds because they feed on grass. And the Bukoba region that I was talking about earlier, it's a tropical humid area. So there's heavy rainfalls. During rainfall seasons, there's heavy rainfalls, hence enough feeds for the insects. So within our facility, it will be different because for us, we'll be having first and foremost a vertical bed area that will be growing feed using drip irrigation system to minimize water usage. And for that reason, we'll be having feeds throughout the year. And the insects will be directly being fed feeds that for us we have formulated. So it will be a mixture and not just a normal grass that one will expect because we want them to grow quicker and to have sufficient weights in small quantities. So we'll be feeding them high feeds made up of protein. And for that reason, we even have the grass, the weed that is called Mexican sunflower that is high in protein in our diet. So just to make sure that we are getting senenes of good quality. So for us, we'll be having feeds throughout the year, and this feed will be just being fed to the insects directly. So they will always see food with them. Hence, they can go on with their normal life cycle of laying eggs and growing. Yes.
Thank you for answering the question.
You're welcome.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Anthony and Team Senene Farm.
Thank you very much.